Hello guys, welcome to the another episode of Primal Techie, where you get technology related content and latest technology or updates that are being day by day included by the technologies that has been upgraded every day. So without wasting any time, let's get the video started. So today I will be sharing the honest opinions about the Samsung Galaxy A50, which has created a very hype around the mid-range market. So let's get started. Samsung is reorganizing its entry level and mid range lineup, and remaining the A series is the part of the ongoing efforts. The Galaxy A10, A30, and the A50 has arrived in the mid Feb and at the the starting of March. Though the Galaxy A90 is rumored to come at the mid of March or at the starting of April. So let's get further with the topic of A50, that is the cameras or the other specs. Starting from the top, the Samsung Galaxy A50 will have a tall Super AMOLED screen with Full HD plus resolution and a fingerprint scanner underneath. There will be an infinity U notch for 25 megapixel fixed focus at an aperture of f 2.0, as a selfie camera, 25 megapixel front camera with a 2.0 aperture with fixed focus, and 1.7 aperture with the main shooter, 5 megapixel depth sensor and 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, uh, which came in India at a price of 19,990, which is the hell of a good deal. uh, so next, move on to the battery department. It has a 4000 mAh battery which supports 15 watt quick charge. So that's with USB type A to type C cable is provided in the box. So that's a very good deal, where you are getting a type C cable with 15 watt fast charger. So let's move on to the next topic. So Samsung Galaxy A50 promises quite a few features that could tempt buyers, including an in-display fingerprint sensor and a 3 rear cameras, but at a higher price and than any of the current M series models. So the next feature is I will be talking about is the fingerprint sensor, exclusive feature that the Samsung, sorry to say that Samsung has given to the Galaxy series, A series, especially in the in-display fingerprint sensor. Unfortunately, it isn't the same ultrasonic sensor that the company has used in the flagship grade S10 or the S10 Plus, but that would have been an expecting far too much at the price point. Uh, it's something that users gonna show off, and would be, or is the main reason to be a good selling point. Next would be the build quality. Samsung build quality. Samsung has not stated exactly what material the rear of the phone is made of, but it feels like plastic or polycarbonate. In my personal opinion, the panel curves slightly to meet the metal rim, and there are no sharp edges anywhere. There are three color options: black, white, and mm, blue, I think so. Blue, a coral pink version shown off at the Mobile World Congress, better known as the MWC 2019, has not been launched in India, at least not yet. But I can tell it can be launched soon or later in India. Talk about the display, it's a little difficult to differentiate all the Galaxy M series and A series models and variants. The Galaxy A50 has a 6.4-inch Full HD plus 1080p into 2340 pixels density Super AMOLED panel, which is share with some which does share with some of its siblings, as I have pointed out, but its octa-core Samsung Exynos 9610 SoC is a cut above the Exynos 7904 that they have been using in the mid of 2018 phones. That was not a very good SoC that would not handle tasks very properly, but now Samsung has implemented this SoC as in the 2019, as competition is getting much more tougher to compete with the Xiaomi phones or the Realme phones that have been launching in the price to performance ratio, giving a very certain amount of performance or the juice that you can take out of the devices. So let's talk about the processor that has been implemented in the Samsung Galaxy A50. The Exynos 9610 SoC has 4 ARM Cortex A73 and 4 Cortex A53 cores running at up to 2.3 GHz and 1.6 GHz respectively. To balance the processing power and battery efficiency, along with a modern Mali G72 and MP3 GPU that has been provided in the Samsung Galaxy A50. So Samsung uses this SoC image signal processor to power the features like single camera image processor, depth sensing, face recognition, the features respectively. You can also get primary features such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, FM radio support, LTE and VoLTE supported, dual SIM, and usual or the basic sensors like the gyroscope, accelerometer, proximity sensor, and etc. Or next, let's move to the UI that Samsung has been working on for. That's called the One UI. Let's move on to the UI. UI, let's move on to the UI. One UI is generally an improvement in terms of design, and it does look quite modern. Samsung says it has focused on usability on phones with large screens, but what that means is that it has reduced the information density throughout the icons with loads of padding between the elements. It comes with Android 9 Pie with the new One UI. This is a good news for some users. So that's a good news for the users, since users won't have to wait an unknown amount of time to get a major update. There are few handy gestures, including one that captures a screenshot if you swipe inwards from their side of the screen using the edge of your palm. You can also have messages alter show up as bubbles, and tapping them will open the respective app in a floating window, so you can see the whole thread will typing a response. Also, in the camera department, Samsung also includes the live focus mode for portraits and 480 fps, 720p slow motion video mode, hyperlapse mode for time lapse videos, AR emojis, and intelligent scene optimization. The pro mode is disappointing, with only metering ISO white balance and exposure compensation controls. um, you can switch between the standard and the wide angle cameras before you can begin shooting videos, but not during or when the video you are shooting. You cannot switch between the wide angle and the the wide angle and the 25 megapixel camera. So the front camera also has a live focus mode, but without the effects. You can still change the blur intensity after taking a shot, but edge detection isn't great. The default beautification makes shots look like an artificial, and turning it off requires multiple taps. So that's a very disappointing point that I have noticed in Samsung Galaxy A50. Though no doubt it's a good phone, Samsung is improving, and there is a scope for Samsung in improving the cameras. And recently a stable update has also been pushed to the Samsung Galaxy A50 devices. So to better the camera performance, and also included a night mode, so that during when taken pictures in night, the camera should absorb more light and make the object make the object lighten and capture better detail among the photos. Final verdict of Samsung Galaxy A50, though unfortunately for Samsung, the Galaxy A50 with its starting price of rupees 19,990 competes with Xiaomi's Poco F1, which features the top-end Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset processor. That's obviously the better choice of phone if you are a gamer or want the smoothest possible performance or the experience, but it doesn't have three rear cameras or a modern all-screen design. Even with these alternatives in the market, I think a lot of people will find the Galaxy A50 interesting enough to consider seriously. It has all the current day features that you would want to show off, and there are no major problems according to me. I think there's a scope for improvement with the cameras and software, but overall Samsung is really showing that it knows how to bring the effort to fight back uh, with the competition with Xiaomi that recently has created a hype between the Xiaomi fans and the Samsung fans. Though some people will prefer the brand name Samsung, as it is a big brand and captures 30% of the market share or even more. So Samsung fans will obviously go for the Samsung A50, as the features in-screen fingerprint sensor, though it's a slow one, but it's a secure one, as it is not the optical fingerprint sensor that takes a photo of your thumb or the fingerprint lines on your thumb. So uh, though it's an ultrasonic sensor, it recognizes the veins of your thumb or the blood passing through your veins. With that, it it becomes slow, so it recognizes the veins and takes the data to the ultrasonic sensor, so that it takes a little bit time. So that's all in the video, guys. So I will be ending this video now. So if you have came first to this channel and watching my video first, then please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. And if you like the video, you please hit the bell icon, and if you don't like, you know what to do. Till then, um, I will see you in the next video. Peace.